Have you ever noticed that the very people who invented our favorite apps barely touch them? Jeff Bezos, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, Bill Gates, names that shaped the internet are ghosts on the timelines the rest of us refresh before breakfast. Today, we're unpacking why these masters of tech keep their thumbs away from the infinite scroll, and, more importantly, how you can copy their playbook to win back your own life. I'm setting 3 promises for the next 8 minutes. First, you'll learn the hidden design flaw baked into every feed that makes billionaires run the other way. Second, you'll walk out with a 1-sentence habit that can shrink your screen time tonight. Third, you'll see the twist that transforms screen time into equity time, so the hours you used to spend scrolling start paying you instead. Sounds good? Grab a coffee, take a deep breath, and listen carefully, because every 60 seconds that drips out of your day is worth more than you think. Truth number 1, they built the casino, so they never play. Back in 2004, a small unit inside Facebook reverse-engineered slot machines on the Las Vegas Strip. They discovered 3 hooks that glue gamblers to a lever: unpredictable rewards, flashing colors, and endless play. Swap the cherries for likes, add a streak counter, sprinkle it with bouncing hearts, and you've got modern social media. Instagram's pull to refresh animation literally mimics the motion of a one-armed bandit. Larry Page once quipped at a private retreat that the most addictive product Google ever shipped was great for ads, terrible for my frontal cortex. When your calendar includes launching air taxis, a 10-minute doom scroll feels like burning rocket fuel. Page and Brin fight back with friction. They delete every social app from their phones, force logins through a sandboxed browser, block notification badges, and switch their displays to grayscale so every feed looks as exciting as wet cardboard. Psychologists call this stimulus control. Billionaires call it Tuesday. Try it tonight. Drag your favorite app into a folder, bury it on the 3rd screen, and watch laziness save you hundreds of compulsive taps a week. If Mark Zuckerberg built a slot machine, you can at least hide the lever. Truth number 2, their time is worth a small house every hour. Jeff Bezos once calculated that a single focused hour in his schedule carries roughly $4 million of opportunity value, about the listing price of an entire suburb where I grew up. Do that math with me. 30 seconds lost to Twitter costs him $33,000, the sticker price of a brand new electric sedan. Tim Cook allows exactly 3 categories through his digital shield: security alerts, direct family, and launch critical updates. Everything else sits in an inbox managed by 2 human filters and a machine learning assistant that flags urgent patterns. Minutes for them are like prime tables in a Michelin restaurant. Each must either generate revenue or turnover for someone who will. They batch communication into freight trains. 20-minute deliveries at noon, another run at 6, nothing in between. If the US president needs them, fine. If a stranger on the internet demands a hot take, it can wait behind 3 layers of gates. You may not earn $4 million an hour, but your best ideas still suffocate when chopped into 4-second fragments. Protect a lunch break, guard a study block, and watch your creativity multiply like compounding interest. Quick experiment. Write down the single task that would move your life forward this week. Set a timer for 50 minutes and turn airplane mode on. When the bell rings, compare feelings with your last scrolling binge. Spoiler: the deep work feels like calcium for your confidence. Truth number 3, privacy is the new yacht. A spotless Instagram grid used to scream success, but an invisible life now costs more than a super yacht. Larry Page's last public post happened back when flip phones were cool. His aircraft fly under shell companies incorporated in Aruba. Jeff Bezos cycles SIM cards like socks and greets paparazzi through mirrored glass. Bill Gates delays every location post until the convoy is wheels up. Security advisors nickname social feeds the kidnap menu because each selfie reveals where you are, what you own, and who you love. One birthday check-in, plus public flight data, and a bad actor can predict your next stop. The ultra-rich pay consultants 6 figures just to keep those breadcrumbs off the map. Your move is cheaper. Audit the last 9 things you uploaded. Could a stranger map your weekly routine on a napkin? If yes, tighten up. Turn off geotags, post late, blur house numbers, and remember that privacy is not about hiding evil, it's about shielding joy. By the way, hiding online doesn't crush your brand, it amplifies mystique. Pixar's Ed Catmull once said that secrecy buys freedom to iterate without strangers yelling, "Is it done yet?" every 2 minutes. Truth number 4, one sloppy post can erase billions. Remember Remember Elon Musk's stone-cold tweet that read, "Funding secured at 420?" $14 billion in Tesla market value evaporated before his coffee cooled, and the SEC served him a $20 million bill with a side of forced supervision. In July 2020, hackers commandeered celebrity accounts, from Barack Obama to Kanye West, and blasted a Bitcoin scam that poisoned Twitter's ad inventory for months. Public company founders walk on a legal minefield where every emoji is potential insider information. Picture 3 lawyers, a compliance officer, and an investor relations chief ghost reading each tweet like bomb squad technicians. When Tim Cook posts a single word, Apple's share price shifts enough to fund a small nation's education budget. Even if your tweets won't move markets, they might still decide your next promotion, scholarship, or date. One careless joke travels faster than context and lives longer than your lease. Action step. Before posting, imagine the smartest, most humorless critic in your field reading the line aloud on a speakerphone. If you feel even a twinge of panic, rewrite or delete. Truth number 5. They outsource the scrolling. Modern moguls hire living noise filters, part executive assistant, part digital bouncer, who review mentions, absorb troll fire, and surface genuine opportunity. A morning brief might say, 2 journalist requests in Europe, 1 viral meme that makes us look like superheroes, 15 spam bots blocked. The assistant drafts replies in the founder's voice, collects headlines, and frees the boss to shape spacecraft trajectories or pandemic task forces. You don't need a full-time staffer yet. An inexpensive virtual assistant 10 hours a week, or automation tools like SaneBox, Inbox Pause, and Freedom can guard your synapses for under the price of a gym membership. Think of it like dishwashing. You could scrub plates with a toothbrush, or run a machine and spend the reclaimed 20 minutes cooking something delicious. Level up idea. Create a second brain notebook. Every time your assistant or automation surfaces a link, file it under projects, not under feed fuel. The point is to process information once, then store it where it feeds creation, not endless reaction. Truth number 6. They engineer solitude like a product launch. Bill Gates books 2 Think Weeks each year. Remote cabin, towering stacks of paper, no Wi-Fi. He emerges with handwritten blueprints that later morph into billion-dollar bets. Jack Dorsey attends 10-day silent retreats where participants surrender every gadget at the door and chew each raisin in slow motion. Neuroscience scans show that genuine solitude boosts creativity by 40% and decision clarity by 20%. Jeff Bezos toggles airplane mode after 7 p.m., reads vintage science fiction, and handwrites next-day priorities on an index card he leaves by the coffee machine. To the billionaire mindset, silence isn't a luxury. It's the factory floor where original ideas take shape. Protect just 90 minutes on a Sunday morning. Call it your deep work sandbox and guard it like a flight reservation. Friends will adapt, group chats will survive, and you'll finally hear your own thoughts again. Tiny challenge. Pick a spot in your house with terrible Wi-Fi, basement, attic, garden shed. Rename it the Idea Gym, and lift mental weights there once a week. Truth number 7. They chase creator dopamine, not consumer dopamine. The same neurotransmitter fires when you receive a like and when you build a prototype, but the second payoff compounds like an index fund. Sergey Brin still sneaks into Alphabet Labs to tweak code for autonomous balloons. Elon Musk spends weekends redesigning rocket engines instead of winning Twitter arguments. Satya Nadella writes memos that turn into strategy, not memes that vanish in 24 hours. The formula is simple. Create, publish, walk away, post after you build, then close the tab while the algorithm does the marketing. Artists and engineers sleep better because their dopamine loop ends with a tangible artifact, not an anxious refresh spiral. Practical move. The next time you feel the urge to scroll, flip the script. Open a blank doc and write 80 words of anything. Joke, journal, mini pitch. Celebrate the upload, even if only 3 people see it. That's creator dopamine, and it sticks around. Here comes the twist. The richest people on earth aren't tenants of social media, they're landlords. We pay rent with attention while they collect dividends via ad revenue and data pipelines. Alan Watts said that through our eyes, the universe looks at itself. In Silicon Valley, through our scrolls, the billionaire watches his balance sheet. Realizing this flips the whole board. Stop paying rent. Buy micro plots of attention real estate for yourself. Pick a domain. Spin a newsletter. Code a barebones tool. Upload a how-to video. Anything that turns eyeballs into ownership. Fast recap before we land this plane. The architects of the internet view feeds as slot machines, time vacuums, privacy risks, and legal traps. They remove default apps, price every minute, cloak breadcrumbs, triple check check words, hire noise filters, schedule silence, and convert consumption to creation. Your starter kit is simple. Tonight, delete one social icon. Tomorrow, set a 30-minute alarm and stop when it rings. Mute 90% of alerts, leaving only calls from people you'd rescue from an airport at midnight. Book a Sunday sandbox and guard it like a dentist appointment with your future net worth. Ship one tiny creation, a blog post, a coding snippet, a recorded guitar riff, and taste the creator dopamine they crave more than gold. One last data point to seal the deal. A University of Pennsylvania study trimmed social media use to under 30 minutes a day and watched depression scores plunge by 37% in only 3 weeks. Mental energy saved equals money earned. Bank both starting tonight. Ready for the next AI Paycheck A hack? Tap the playlist that just popped up and launch in 3, 2, 1.